Hello everyone. Good evening. Good evening. Maraming salamat po for joining us tonight. Oh my God. We have a lot of viewers now on Facebook and we also have viewers on YouTube and we also have viewers on Kumu right now. Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. Mama Cathy, Marvin Valencia is also with us tonight. Dada, dear Daryl is with us. And on Facebook and on YouTube, hindi ko na po alam kung saan camera ako titingin sa dami ng camera sa aking setup tonight. But this is a beautiful, beautiful night, and that is a happy problem because tonight I'm just so glad to be joined by three more wonderful, beautiful women of purpose. Yes, beauties for a cause. And tonight, masasamahan po tayo ng ating mga nagagandahang Miss Earth Philippines, Miss Philippines Earth candidates. And tonight is, of course, the MPE in Focus episode 8 because we are going to be with these three lovely candidates. All right. But before we call them, I would like to ask you to share this stream to the people who support our candidates for tonight and the people who you think deserve to see this live stream. And if you have questions for our candidates, please do drop them later sa comment section. Kahit sa ang comment section pa po yan, even it's on Facebook, on YouTube, or on Kumu. And later on, you can also ask them questions. All right? But before anything else, umpisahan na natin yung round of comments. Right now, so many people are coming in. So many comments are coming in. We have show of support already from Lara Jane Factor from YouTube. Thank you very much for giving us your comment of support. At si LJ ay nasa Facebook na, ay nasa YouTube na. Nasa Facebook pa, aba, all platforms present. Baka mamaya makita na rin kita sa Kumu, ha? By the way, on Kumu, please follow and watch the stream through Eman Mega. That is my Kumu channel. Ayan. And then, of course, we also have some show of support for another one of our candidates. Ayan, siyempre maraming salamat po. Papahuli ba naman yung mga candidates ng iba pa yung mga supporters ng iba pa nating kasamahan, hindi ba? Ayan. Pero syempre meron din nagsasabi na good luck to all and sending love and support from Orlando, Florida. Ayan. Diba? Kung kayo po ay nandito, please, yes, as what everybody is doing right now, lahat po na nasa comment section natin, just hashtag show your support down there in the comment section below. Yan. So of course, we definitely appreciate that. And of course, yan, lahat sila. Lahat ng ating mga candidates for tonight, merong mga supporters. Nakakatuwa naman. Okay? There you go. So now, we are going to call our candidates for the evening, our featured candidates for the evening for our Miss Philippines Earth in Focus Episode 8. Ay, kung hindi pa po, if I haven't introduced myself yet, let me just introduce myself. I am Eman Feliciano, the creative content head of Miss Earth Crown. Tonight, actually po, dapat kasama ko. Siyempre, sino pa ba? Si Mr. MEC, si Noy Sabilano. But he is feeling under the weather right now. But thank you very much, Noy, for organizing, of course, every single episode for us. And I also like to shout out to someone. Of course, I'd like to thank our graphics and visual artist, Charles Ben Pass, for all the great OBB. Nakita nyo naman po, napakaganda ng ating opening standby video, our new standby video and opening billboard, and all the graphics that we do. And our poster also is lovely, courtesy of Charles Ben. Ayan, before I digress and go somewhere else, I'd like to start this by calling our dear candidates for tonight. Okay? Ito na, isa-isahin na natin sila. Beginning with our candidate, our Miss Philippines Earth candidate from Esperanza, Sultan Kudarat, Amira, Alisha, Qamhawe. Hi, Amira!
Hi, Eman. It's nice to see you tonight.
It's so nice to see you tonight. Alam niyo po, si Amira po yung unang dumating sa backstage. Ganun tayo ngayon sa virtual eh. Meron tayong backstage pero virtual backstage. And you know, like, ay, ang ganda ni Amira, ang ganda ng simula ng ating gabi. So thank you very much for being here, Amira, and looking forward to chatting with you in just a little bit. Of course, joining Amira with us tonight is the Miss Philippines Earth hopeful from Iloilo City, Roselle, Angelah Songano.
Hello, good evening, Emma, and good evening to everyone who's watching the live tonight.
Yes, good evening. Good evening. Yan. And of course, joining Roselle is, last but not the least for tonight, our Miss Philippines Earth candidate from Mandaue City, Esperanza Mina.
Hi everyone! It's nice to be here, Eman.
Yes, nice to be here with you too. Let's give them a round of applause. There you go. So these are our dear candidates for tonight. Okay? So, yan. Inaano natin ng konti ang ating music. Yan, there you go. Thank you very much. Ayan. Now, before we go any further, I'd like to ask each one of you, kumusta kayo? How is your, ano ba ngayon? Friday, no? How is your Friday night? Amira, starting with you. How have you been?
Well, I'm so happy to be spending my night with you guys. It's so nice to see all of you, so beautiful. And of course, Eman, thank you for having us tonight. So
No, it
it's
is.
been a beautiful day,
Mm,
but
mm.
like it's been rainy here, so I hope everyone's safe.
Yes, yes. Hope yeah, I hope everyone's safe there too. Thank you very much. You know, the pleasure is ours all the time, right? Thank you. Ayan. Kung rainy evening, kung saan man nandun si Amira. How about you, Roselle? How are you doing right now?
Hello, Emma. Hello, everyone. Admittedly, I'm feeling under the weather too, but I couldn't miss out on talking to everyone here, especially to Emma and to Amira, and of course to Ate Maria. So we're group mates ng presentation ng Miss Philippines. So I'm really glad that we're back together again. Yes. So
Ayun
yes, I'm
naman
very grateful.
pala. Ayun naman pala, oo, yan. You know, kahit virtual, no, magkakakilala, somehow close ang ating mga candidates. There's
That's
a
right.
reason why the three of you are here. Kasi magka-groupmates pala sila. Ayan. Another anecdote, kung kanina si Amira yung una, tas na I was wonderfully surprised by, you know, by the beauty of Amira. Kanina rin, nagsabi rin sa akin na, Roselle is feeling under the weather. And when she finally was able to come and nung nakita ko siya sa backstage, sabi ko, ang ganda naman ng may sakit na ito. Ayan, hindi ba? So, thank you very much. And speaking of maganda, isa pang maganda na nandito sa ating stream for tonight is Miss Mandaue City. Yan. So, Esperanza. But I'm going to call you Maria tonight, right? Pwede yun, no? I'm going to call you
Yes,
Maria. So,
definitely,
how are you,
Eman.
Maria? How are you?
Yeah, so if the two girls is somehow under the weather, here in Mandaue right now, we don't experience any problem with our weather at all.
Oh.
And the night is really good. I'm so excited. I'm so happy to be here with you guys.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here too. Ayan. Ngayon, before we start with anything, before we continue, I just like to greet everyone who's here. Syempre, this night would never be complete without all of you who are watching with us right now. Unahin muna natin sa Kumu. Kumu, hi. Oh, we have a Kumu user who's also our follower. The name is Team Butiki. Yan, sabi niya. Sabi niya, ang cute ng damit ni Sir Eman. Thank you so much. Yes, of course. Kasi nga, the theme of Miss Earth is the colors of the earth. So I'm wearing a shirt with different colors, di ba? Bukod sa nag-celebrate tayo ng Pride Month nung June. So there you go. Belated Happy Pride Month nga pala, everyone. And of course, to those who in Kumu, if you have questions later on, and of course, please click those hearts, share the streams. If you want to drop those virtual gifts also, pwedeng pa din. And now, also on YouTube, we are live on YouTube and we have supporters there. But grabe, I'm overwhelmed because here on Facebook we have more than 150 viewers, live viewers right now. Oh my God. Thank you so much. Thank you very much to everybody who's here with us right now. I am so hype. Ang energy ko po ay mataas. Bukod sa uminom po ako ng cola kanina, I'm so hyped by everybody who's here. Ayan, at let's give a shout out to people. Jenry Carl says, "Go Amira from Esperanza Sultan Kudarat." Ayan, another supporter of Amira is here. Amira is here. Naku, pasensya na po. I will be apologizing in advance if I will not be able to flash all of your comments. But definitely, you can comment down below and everybody will see it there. Okay? There you go. And of course, we also have um, Noy Refunction. Yeah, I was gonna say nor refunction. Ang arte, nor refunction. Go, 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 Maria Esperanza Mina. Yeah, Miss Philippines Earth Mandaue City. Wait, Maria, am I getting it right? Is it Mina or Minya?
It's actually Minia.
Minya! Oh my God, I am so sorry. Oh, I apologize for that.
Yes.
Talagang live ako nag-correct, nag-confirm ng name. Ano,
It's
kasi,
okay. You're the
yes,
first
Maria
person who
Minya.
actually
Thank you.
asked.
Thank you so much. Thank you for that. Thank you for being so nice and generous in correcting me. Ayan. And of course, we still have so many more coming in right here. And of course, we have Cecil, Boras, and Sue saying, I love you, Roselle from Iloilo City. We're going to be reading more of your comments later on, di ba? But for now, yan, we are going to go to our first segment of the night, and that is the In Focus segment. Okay? Ano ba tong In Focus segment? Here on In Focus, we are going to get to know each of our ladies one by one on one. That is our In Focus. So that all of you who are following Miss Philippines Earth, kayo pong mga supporters, and all of you Earthlings who are following each and every candidate to make a sound judgment. Kasi alam mo naman, hindi ba, our fans also like to make their own hot picks, ganyan. We allow you to get to do that properly by getting to know each of our candidates, okay? So I'm going to put two of our ladies backstage first because I'm going to put the limelight and the focus on our first candidate for tonight, no other than Amira. Okay? So I'll see Roselle and Maria in just a little bit. See you later, ladies. Okay, ayan, tayong dalawa na lang ngayon dito, Amira. Now, it's time to put the spotlight on you. Okay, there you go. So this is our In Focus with Amira. Amira, so nasabi mo na nga no, that you've been having a great week, although it's raining right here. I'd like to know more about you. The Earthlings would like to know more about you. Um, Amira, aside from your journey on the Miss Philippines Earth stage this time, sino ba si Amira sa labas ng Miss Philippines Earth? What are you up to? Ano ba yung pinagkakaabalahan mo?
Well, hi everyone. I just want to introduce myself. I'm
Of
Amira
course.
Alisha Qamhawe, Philippines Earth Esperanza Sultan Kudarat. And I'm actually a third year student right now in the University of the Philippines, Manila. And I'm taking up Bachelor of Science in Public Health. So I'm actually I'm actually an advocate for health also, aside from being an advocate of the environment. And yeah, in the past, I've also been one of the mathematic contenders of our school. I've also been a journalist. In fact, I've been awarded as the most outstanding campus journalist of the Philippines
Ooh.
back when I was in high school. Yeah, and I also am a budding researcher. I've been to a lot of research contests when I was in high school. And now in college, I'm actually busy with my thesis proposal. I just actually finished defending it with my teammates. So, yeah, right now I'm just really focused on Miss Philippines Earth and my studies also.
That is amazing. Wow. Let's give a round of applause to that. You know, I really love how you are such a dedicated student and a well-rounded one at that. Kasi ano din eh. When I was in high school, I was also awarded as outstanding campus for outstanding campus journalism. So nakaka-relate ako sa iyo, nakakatuwa. Yes, yes, yes. Oo,
Oo.
nung high school ako, alam natin 'yan. So we know how hard, difficult, laborious that is.
It's really
'Di
a very
ba?
competitive.
Very,
Oo, it
very
takes a lot of
competitive.
hard work, a lot of hours.
That's true for training. If you don't mind me asking, what was your specialty or section when you were doing the competition for campus journalism?
I was actually a feature writer.
Oh,
So I was a
feature.
feature writer. Yes. It's
Yes.
actually my favorite. But I also tried news writing. I was also one of the news writer, and I became the editor in chief for 2 consecutive years of our paper. Also that time.
Oh my God, I love it. Ako din naging editor-in-chief. Oo, yan. So for the
It's so
paper,
nice to be in the journalism area also.
'di ba no? Yeah, and mine naman was editorial writing. Ayun. So
Oh, okay.
bago kami lumayo ni Amira sa nakakatuwa lang no to recall those days yan. So bago kami lumayo ni Amira sa topic at maging private kwentuhan na to naming dalawa. Yan. I'd like to ask you now. So with all this wonderful, beautiful background, and now you're majoring in public health at the UP Manila, which wonderful, wonderful major to have. What encouraged you to join Miss Philippines Earth? What or who? Yan, kasi kadalasan merong nagtutulak lang from within, hindi ba? Or sometimes may nagtutulak from outside. Kung hindi nagtutulak, humihila from outside. Ano or sino ba yung mga yan?
Okay, so Sultan Kudarat is actually one of the most beautiful provinces, no bias, one of the most beautiful provinces I've ever encountered. But unfortunately, the past few years, when you mention Sultan Kudarat to other people, they think about war and they think about disorder, but it's the exact complete opposite of that. The Sultan Kudaratianos are some of the kindest and most peaceful people I know, and we have some of the best sceneries here. And I just wanted to really take the opportunity to shout to the world how beautiful Sultan Kudarat is because it deserves the spotlight. And as Philippines, it's like a pageant crazy nation, right? There's a lot of focus on it. There's a lot of platform. And I wanted to take advantage of that to show the world that Sultan Kudarat is truly sikat.
I love it. Sultan Kudarat is truly sick. There you go. So, is it safe for me to say that one of your motivations for joining Miss Philippines Earth is because you wanted to put the spotlight on Sultan Kudarat, right?
Yes. And it's not
Yeah.
just because, yes.
Sige, sige.
And it's not,
Please.
can I continue?
Yes,
Sorry.
yes, please.
And
Yes,
it's not
please.
just And it's not just because we have beautiful sceneries, and it's not just because we have the kindest people. It's also because we have a culture of respect towards nature. You know, one of our main livelihood is actually agriculture and also ecotourism. And for many years, nature has sustained us, but at the same time, you can still see our forest intact. You can still see all the greenery surrounding us because we have learned how to mutually respect our nature and to progress sustainably together. So I think that's something that I'm really proud of. And I think that if I can share that with the rest of the Philippines and other provinces can also try to emulate our practices, I think we can be a better country for it.
I am sure, definitely, definitely. See, I that's something that I really love about Miss Philippines Earth is aside from our lovely candidates wearing just simply wearing the sashes, they really have an opportunity and a platform to promote their own municipalities and their own towns and cities, diba? It has been proven that in the past that the Miss Philippines Earth stint of a candidate actually helps the tourism and it helps people to get to know the town or the municipality or the city they're representing better. So kudos to you, Amira. Ayan. So
Thank you.
you mentioned a while back that you are here for not only for environmental health but also for public health, right? Pero what is the main advocacy that you're carrying with you to Miss Philippines Earth?
So, as the Miss Philippines Earth candidate of my province and my municipality, I'm actually advocating for forest conservation. I think that if there's one thing that the pandemic has taught us, it's the importance of respecting the boundaries of nature.
Mhm.
One of the reasons why this pandemic even happened is because of our increased exposure to pathogens that are in our wildlife. And that's because of deforestation and illegal wild trade. So, and all those things are related to the forest because the forest is a habitat for a lot of wild organisms. But if we destroy those forests, they will lose their habitat and they will be forced to come into our cities, to come into neighborhoods, and we will increase our contact with them. So, forest conservation is really not just about not cutting trees, it's also making sure that the wildlife, even the smallest bacteria and the viruses in those forests, are also protected and preserved.
I see. There you go. Thank you very much. I'm a layman in terms of pathogens, but you've explained it very, very clearly. So, is it safe for me to assume that because when our forests are degraded and the natural resources are depleted, um, the animals lose their natural habitat. And and that natural habitat is also their parang that's also their toilet that flushes these pathogens and shields the world from all the pathogens. Kasi yun ang
Yeah,
pagkakaintindi ko, no? But when these
they're
are
actually
destroyed, wala nang shield.
Yeah, so they're really forced to find somewhere else. Like for us, like if our homes are destroyed, we're forced to find another settlement. So it's the same for them. And at the same time, one of the reasons why our forests are depleting is because of we're trying to build subdivisions, we're trying to expand our settlements. And that's also one thing. We're coming to them. So it's not just them coming to us.
Right. That's
We are
true.
coming to them as well. So when we destroy those settlements, those forests, we come to them and we expose ourselves to the pathogens that they have. So it's a two-way street, actually.
There you go. Oh my God. You know what? Ang galing-galing mong mag-explain. That was such a great explanation. So I learned so much just from your explanation. So there you go. It's very, very important that we are aware of that. Because sometimes we are not aware that we are actually the ones invading. Di ba? We are invading the
Yes.
space of nature. Yon. Di ba? So thank you
Oh,
very much for that.
imagine if we could have prevented the whole pandemic if we just really conserved and protected our forest and everything inside it.
That is true. That is true. Thank you very much. Yan, so take note, Earthlings, hindi ba? Something to some information for you to remember, di ba? And so that in the future you really take care. Small actions. This is something big. The pandemic, is it's caused by human action. But when we talk about it, it seems like, oh, this is something big. This must have been caused by a big activity. Um, but a lot of people don't realize that this is actually small steps, small
Yeah.
wrong steps that have built up, hindi ba? But if we're talking about small wrong steps that have built up and led to this, how about small steps that we ourselves as individuals can do to prevent this from happening? Kasi parang, I'm just living my life in my own house and in my own space. I'm not invading any space of nature. But what can we do
That's true.
individually? Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, there, especially for people in the city, there's an illusion that there's like a boundary between them and the environment, but it's not. Everything that's happening, even if it's miles away from you, it's going to affect you because everything in this earth, in this nature, is interconnected. So every small step affects you. So the same way that every small steps that you take affect other people. So in terms of the small steps that we can take, I really believe that behavior change starts with education. So the first thing that we can do talaga, the most basic thing is to educate ourselves about the importance of our forest, about how important it is for us to protect and preserve it. And then of course is to really go out there to join calls for forest conservation and protection. And of course, when the pandemic is okay, it's over, when we return to normal, I hope everyone can go out of their homes and join tree planting activities and also be mindful. Actually, this is very important, especially now in the internet, but the barter system,
Right.
the online
Right.
selling. We also
Right.
have to be, when we buy stuff, especially like trees and plants and even animals, when we buy stuff, please let us be mindful. Let us be very cautious of where our things or where these plants and where these animals come from. So we should be very mindful
Mm.
of that. Imagine these very small steps can help save the environment. So yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, right. Thank you so much. Being conscious. Yeah. Because sometimes we are not aware that the small things we are doing are actually damaging our environment. Di ba? Thank you very much. That was an eye opener for me and a great conversation. Before I ask you to go backstage once again, let's look at some of the comments. Ayan. Ay, sandali lang. Ay, ito muna tayo. Grabe, nagpa-flood na yung mga comments natin. Kung kanin-kanino na yung napipindot ko. Ayan, thank you very much. Ayan, go Miss Amira from Rusty Blanca. Grabe, ang bilis ng mga comments dito sa Facebook. Ayan, and of course, there you go. Ayan pa. Sino pa yung mga nandito? Ayan, si Cindy rin. Ang haba, ang daming hashtag ni Cindy. Hashtag,
Oh my God, thank
oo.
you.
I love the hashtag Amazing Earth. I love that hashtag.
My
Grabe,
nickname is
no?
actually Ami. Yeah, it's
Oo nga
actually
eh.
Ami. So it's really
Ami.
like amazing.
That's true. That's true. There you go. Yes, yes. And also the unapologetically beautiful and unapologetically smart. Grabe, ano? Thank you so much. Yan. Thank you. Let's give a shout out and a round of applause to Amira. And once again,
Thank
thank you
you.
so much, Amira. I'll see you next time. So much. There you go. Before we continue, let's give a little shout out muna. Ayan, parang naglalag tayo ng konti, hindi ba? Please tell us kung naglalag tayo sa mga nasa Facebook, YouTube, and nasa Kumu. Please tell me if we're lagging. Ayan, let's give a little bit of shout out to all of our viewers, our earthlings watching us right now. We are now on, grabe, we are now more than 200 live viewers on Facebook. I'd like to call it million, ganyan kami. 224 million viewers. Hello, hello, hello. Ayan, thank you so much. Sino po ang sinusuportahan ninyo? Just comment down below here on Facebook, YouTube, and Kumu. Yes, there you go. And now, let's go to our next candidate in focus. Let's call in Roselle from Iloilo City. Hi, Roselle.
And hello to our 224 million viewers.
O, diba? You caught up. You caught in, yes, thank you very much. Ayan, Roselle. So, kanina you mentioned that you were kind of feeling under the weather, but it's a mark of a true queen, di ba? You push through, you continue on, and then you amidst the challenges. Now, speaking of challenges, Roselle, I'd like to ask you, were there any challenges to you joining Miss Philippines Earth this year, or it was a smooth ride na parang naturally, ay, parang umokay lahat, walang hadlang, andito na ako ngayon? Or were there any challenges?
Well, to be frank, I didn't plan to join a pageant this year because back in 2019, I joined my first pageant, which was in my university. So I'm still the
Yes.
reigning queen. I'm Miss University of San Agustin. And then by 2020, I joined my second pageant, which was another virtual and national pageant, which was Miss Gandang Cotasera West. And then finally, I'm here in the Miss Philippines Earth stage. But then it was never in my plans because at the start of the pandemic, at the start of the year, 2021, I kind of lost myself. And 18, especially when you're 18, it's a confusing
Yes.
age. You
Oo.
have a lot of discoveries about yourself. And then, so I prayed to God. Like, God, what is my purpose here? Do I have a purpose? Do I have meaning in this life? So I had to go back to my ikigai. So ikigai is like a Japanese term for our purpose in life. So I had to go back to that. What is my purpose? And then, so when I prayed, 3 days after, God gave me that message. Someone messaged me and said, hey, you should join Miss Philippines Earth. And I was like, oh, am I ready for it? Am I ready for it? And then I went back to all that I've done in the past. I'm a part of a theater organization who stages plays that revolve around the environment as well, and as well as other advocacy. So I was thinking, I've been doing this for a very long time. Why don't I amplify the voices that I've been advocating for a very long time? So that's why I'm here. And yes, it's not a smooth ride, but definitely we're pressing on. So yes, I may be, sick right now, but we're pressing on.
That is such a great attitude. Diba? You know what I will call it? I think the ride wasn't easy, but it was meant to be. Parang ganon, hindi ba? The ride wasn't easy, but it was meant to be. Parang sometimes, we will be put in situations that may not seem a fit for us, but when we look back in hindsight, all roads led me to this pala, diba ganon. So diba? So no matter what happens in this pageant journey of yours, I'm sure that you were put here for a very, very good reason, right? But you mentioned that you are a student at the University of San Agustin. Is that correct?
Yes, Bob.
Yes. What are you majoring in?
Oh, I'm a graduating grade 12 student. So I took up STEM, science,
Oh,
mathematics. Yeah.
okay. You're graduating grade 12. Amazing. Oh,
Yeah.
you're STEM. So since you took up STEM, are you planning on taking up a related course in college? Science, technology related course?
I'm planning on taking up medical technology so that I may proceed to medicine after that. I want to be an
Ami-
oncologist in the future.
wow, that's amazing yan. Alam mo, nakakatuwa kasi, I was able to relate to Ami kanina because of the fact that we were both campus journalists. And then I'm relating to you right now because I was also a faculty of the Colegio San Agustin system before in Manila. So I taught in the San Agustin in Manila, in Makati. So ayan, nakakatuwa naman that
Agustinian pala tayo.
Oo, Agustinian. Yes, mga Agustinian. Shout out to mga Agustinians. And some one quality of Agustinian students, wherever you are, whether you're one in Makati, in Laguna, or the University of San Agustin in Iloilo, very, very talented performers ang mga
Yes.
Agustinians. Kaya when you said that you were a part of a theater group, I was not surprised anymore. So grabe, and your advocacy also with the performance. Now, so you said that it wasn't easy, but now that you are here, what advocacy are you bringing into the fore here on your Miss Earth journey, Miss Philippines Earth journey?
So my advocacy is environmental awareness through the arts with the essence of the 5 R's. So my framework, we have home, earth, and art. So H stands for home. We have rethink. So how do we rethink our ways? We go for greener activities, and then we participate in environmental rehabilitation programs. And then we have earth. So for earth, we have reduce, reuse, and recycle. So we have our growing problem with pollution. So we can mitigate, if not solve, these issues through reduce, reuse, and recycle. And of course, lastly, we have arts. And through the arts, this is where we raise our appreciation for the earth. And I'm really glad because at before the pandemic, we staged plays. We had Basura Busters, we had Imagination, and these were all plays that inspired hope. And I'd like to highlight Basura Busters because this was the play that I was personally a part of. And it was something that was really interesting and unique because it included the audience to come up to the stage with us and participate. So it was really it really educated our audiences on the biodegradable, non-biodegradable, and the recyclable waste that they had to segregate. And of course, during the pandemic, we can't stage our plays since it's in the middle of a pandemic. Yes, so we use social media platform as our new stage. And then we would put out content every week related to the environment. So I'm really glad that I was the project head of that. And we're still continuing with these initiatives up to this date.
That is amazing. I love how I love it when art becomes not only an art form but also a form of advocacy, hindi ba?
Yes.
So hopefully when it's possible again, you get to perform once again on stage because I think with your energy right now, with your aura, I think that it's not surprising that you are a performer. And also because you press on, alam mo naman sa performance, 'di ba? The show must go on. So we really admire you for that. All right, there you go. Thank you so much, Roselle. And we are going to see you again in just a little bit. Let's give a shout out to before ka palang umalis, no. Hindi naman aalis before you go back. We go to the backstage again. Let's just look at some of the comments of support for you. Grabe. Ayan, sabi nga ni Elisha Losaria Pomida, advocacy through arts.
Para sa singing, yes.
Right? And Cecil Poras is giving a earth and a crown emoji already for Iloilo City. Ayan. At sabi rin ni Julie, go Iloilo City, Roselle, Angelah, Songano. Beauty with a purpose, the woman of the earth.
Thank you so
There you
much.
go. Thank you so much for all of that. And thank you for all your support. Grabe kayo. Grabe sila, Thank you so much. Ayan. Now, we'll see Roselle again in just a little bit because later, abangan nyo po kung ano yung susunod natin na segment. But for now, I'll say bye bye for a bit to Roselle because we're going to bring in our next candidate in focus, and that is no other than ayan. Our next candidate is there you go, Esperanza Mina from Mandaue City. Hi,
Hi guys.
Esperanza. Hello, hello, hello. Ayan, so welcome, welcome to Miss Earth Crown for tonight. Ayan, so Maria, Maria. How are you doing right now, Maria? How was the wait?
Well, it's really good and everything is really fine. I'm so excited for tonight. Yes.
Yes, we are so excited that you're here too. Maria, so we've seen Amy and Roselle. They're both students actually. So Amy is in college, Roselle is graduating junior high school. How about you? Are you still a student? You're already working? What are you busy with right now?
Yes, I'm actually at third year college taking Bachelor of Science in Tourist Management, and I'm also
Oh.
working at the same time. Yes.
Yes, thank you very much. Oh, before we continue, I just want to give a shout out to those who are on Kumu right now because we've been giving shout outs to Facebook and YouTube. So we have Kumu Japan joining us with our, and then Inbon Kalon. Hi. And of course, Shara Candy and Piolong Buhay. Piolong Buhay. I like your username, Piolong Buhay. Hello, hello, hello. Shout out. If you have questions for our candidates, those who are on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Kumu, don't hesitate to drop those comments and questions down below because we will be asking them later. Ayan. So you're a third year student right now, right? That's great. Which school are you in?
I'm taking my Bachelor of Science in Tourism in Asian College and Technology here in Lahore,
Wow. Wow, in
Cebu.
Lahog. Yes, in Cebu. Yes, yes, we know that school, Asian College of Technology. That's amazing. Amazing. I have a lot of friends from Cebu. Actually, on Kumu, I have so many friends from Cebu here on Kumu, and I can't wait to go back to the Philippines so that I can visit Cebu um
Oh,
in the
that's great.
future, right? You know, speaking of Cebu, I'll give you a trivia and Mandaue also. I'll give it to you. Central Philippines in general, actually, Maria, is very famous here in Japan. Because here in Japan, there's so many travel packages going to Central Philippines. Mas sikat pa ang Central Philippines kaysa sa Manila and Palawan. Yes, yes, here in Japan. So a lot of Japanese people are coming there. What do you think is Mandaue's great greatest feature, best feature that makes it a fit for people to visit? 'Di ba? Ano ba yung pang come on ng Mandaue City?
Yes. All right. So the thing that makes us come on or pang come on to other local or international tourists is actually the dedication of Mandaue. We have so
Mhm.
many park here that has been transformed from a dump site. Normally, Mandaue doesn't really have a natural tourist spot like the other provinces, but Mandaue is really well known in transforming a dump sites into an eco park, and that is something that we are so proud as Mandawihanon and pang come on to other tourists to check them out by themselves.
That's right. Okay. Thank you so much for that. You know, that's very nice. That's already very environmentally sound, hindi ba? But I
Exactly.
ask you about the pang come on of Mandaue City, but what about you? 'Di ba? How distinct is Maria? What is your best asset as a Miss Philippines Earth candidate?
Yes, I believe my best asset is the public speaking because normally outside of the pageant, I'm actually a public speaker, and I normally join public speaking competitions, debate way back in college and in high school, and
Mm-hmm.
also here still during in college, I'm still taking and joining public speaking competition, and that is something I believe one of my assets.
Actually, it's very obvious. I believe that too because you know your confidence in your speaking, the way you interact with the camera, the way you stand, just the way you stand is such a display of your skill and ability as a public speaker. How do you think your ability and skills as a public speaker can help you in your journey on Miss Earth and Miss Philippines Earth?
Yes, exactly. My skills in public speaking competition definitely helped me in my journey here because, as a Miss Earth candidate, as a delegate, although you're not yet a winner, but it somehow gives you more power to speak. And of course, we girls, we are joining here because we have different advocacies. And having the ability or the skills to speak publicly will give you a strength to emphasize and maximize the advocacy that you wanted people to hear from you. So the public speaking really helps me a lot.
I'm sure. There you go. All right. Yeah. It gives you the confidence and the push, right? Because the more confident you are to speak, the more you can influence other people because it's not just about the content of what you're saying. It's about how you say it and how you deliver it, right? And of course, I see that Maria has that quality, right? Now, um, if you're going to talk to people and use your public speaking skill, how will you tell them and encourage them to support you in your advocacy? So tell us about your advocacy and how you will rally the support of people to your advocacy.
Yes. Okay, so basically, my advocacy, I mentioned earlier, I'm a Bachelor of Science in Tourism Management. And just a little background before I became a tourism management student, I'm actually a political science. And for some circumstances, I
Oh.
was, yes, and I became a tourism management student. And I actually realized and comprehend a lot when it comes to tourism industry, and
Mm-hmm.
that is somehow the advocacy born from that course. So through this course, I realized that there is a lot of potential that Philippine actually could have if we were able to understand and being able to take care of our environment well. And my advocacy is letting people know and let them aware, raising the awareness of taking care of the environment could actually create or how it's going to impact our tourism industry. Like what you mentioned earlier in Japan,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
the southern Philippine is more popular. So that is something that it could be checked out because
Right.
when we talk about tourism, Philippine has a lot of the factors: the hospitality, the people, the culture, the language, and the place, of course. And that is something that I want people to realize because this is a very good asset where if we could be able to maximize starting from the individual,
Mm-hmm.
community, and national in the whole country, I believe the best thing will come to the Philippines.
That is an amazing, amazing answer. That is true. It's just I believe it's really just about maximizing the potentials, right, of what we have, diba? Yes, thank you very much. Ayan. Now it's time for us to give a shout out to those who are supporting you, hindi ba? So Edna Magalit Tuhoy says, hashtag Maria Esperanza Minia. Ayan, hindi ba? Thank you so much. We are being flooded with a lot of support for right now. So we also have, yes, Maria, Maria, Maria. Parang kumakanta si Noy Refungtion. From Maria, Maria. Yeah, di ba? Yeah. So there you go. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that. Ayan. Thank you very much, Maria from Mandaue City. Maria Mina, ladies and gentlemen. And now it's time for us to bring back the rest of our ladies. Na-miss natin sila agad. So let's bring back Amira, Ami, and Roselle. Welcome back. Ayan. There you go. There you go. So let's give a shout out to our fans who are here right now. The Earthlings who are watching us on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Kumu right now. Thank you very much for being with us right now. Meron na akong nakikita ng mga questions from our Earthlings, but we'll reserve that for later. Later, we will ask you to ask them again later, ha? Kasi I think by the time our next segment is over, your questions would have been drowned way up there already with all the other comments of support. So if it's okay, I'll ask you to ask those questions again later on because right now we are going to go to one of our hottest segments here on MPE in Focus 2020, and that is what we call the Queen to Queen Challenge. Make more time. Okay. What is the Queen to Queen challenge? This is sort of an informal debate, more of asking our queens to give their sound opinion on an issue by picking a side. No, actually not picking a side, by being assigned by being assigned a side as if as what would happen in an actual debate. So they will be assigned a side to an issue, and all they have to do is to talk about it and defend it as if their heart really is into it. But of course, later on, we will give them a chance to actually chime in what they really feel about the issue. Okay? So yun po ang mangyayari tonight, Earthlings. And if you also have opinions about the issue, you choose. You also get to choose, Earthlings. What is your preference? Yan. Siyempre, yung opinion nyo also matters to us. But speaking of opinion, what do you think will be the Queen's opinions on this topic right now? Okay. Here, let me just describe the topic, no. Here's what it says. Um, it's called Trash Talk, the home's greatest ally in raising eco-responsible kids. Right now, our parents, our elders, everybody is trying to raise kids who are not just responsible citizens of the country and the world, but also environmentally responsible citizens. Now more than ever, naniniwala po ako that we our parents are made more aware of how important it is to teach their kids, the proper way of caring for the environment. But the parents are not alone in their journey, and they should not be alone in their journey. They need allies to teach their kids how to be environmentally friendly and how to be environmentally sound. But who or what is the best ally to teach our kids being environmentally responsible? Is it the school, where the teachers are, of course? But of course, in school, it's not all the time that we learn about the environment. How about the circle of friends, right? They say that it's best to practice an advocacy when you're with the people you're most comfortable with. Or how about the internet? Is the internet the best ally for our kids? Ayan. So I'm going to give one topic to each of our candidates. Ayan. Let me just yeah, i-rearrange ko lang ang ating tiles. There you go. I'll give one topic to each of our ladies, okay? Since okay, alam mo, nakakatuwa kasi the assignment has been pre-drawn, and incidentally, the arrangement of the topics on the slide is already the arrangement of our ladies here on the tiles on my end. So, the school will be assigned to Miss Mandaue City, okay, Maria Mina. Circle of Friends, as our best ally, will be assigned to Miss Esperanza Sultan Kudarat, Amira. Okay, and internet will be assigned to Miss Iloilo City, Roselle. Okay, there you go. So this is how it will go. Okay? Doon na tayo sa ating tapatan. Ayan, ay. Okay, there you go. So this is how it's going to go, okay? I'm going to turn off my camera and leave the three of you there. So each of you will start with your opening statement, a short statement, just a very, very brief main idea of your stand, okay? Of your stand on the issue. After that, we are going to proceed with the head-to-head round, where each of you will have to listen to each other so that you can react to each other's point of view. Okay? So you have to listen to the person who will speak before you so that you can give an opinion on what she is saying. Okay? Yes, there you go. So I am going to turn off my camera, but you will still be hearing me. Okay? Oh, mali. I'm turning off my camera from a different camera. Here you go. All right. There you go. Yeah. Okay, let's start. Let's get the ball rolling, and let's begin with Miss Mandaue City. Let's allow you to have your opening statement.
Ladies and
Miss
gentlemen, I strongly believe that school is the ally of the parents in taking care and raising their child to become a responsible, not just only in echo, but in their lives, because the school is the place wherein they spend half of their lives in learning and, applying the learning that they have been. So that is the school that should be the strong ally of every parents. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Miss Mandaue City. Now it's your turn, Miss Amira from Esperanza, Sultan Kudarat.
Okay. As a university student myself, I found that learning with peers is actually the most effective way for me to retain information and understand the things that I'm studying. And this is supported by a study of the Michigan State University, which actually states that students actually perform better academically when their peers discuss to them the ideas instead of their teachers. This is because when you are taught by your peers, you can relate and connect better. And so, if we allow our children to learn together with their peers with the proper guidance and the proper materials, we can allow them to have a connected, balanced, and interactive discussion. And this, for me, the most effective way for our children to learn. Thank you.
Thank, thank you very much, Miss Esperanza Sultan Kudarat. Now it's your turn, Miss
Yes, that
Roselle
may be
from
true,
Iloilo City.
but all right, that may be true, but I firmly believe that the internet is our kids' allies in raising environmental awareness because there is this thing we call the snowball effect, and we start small. We like one post, and then ultimately it creates a ripple effect. It becomes bigger and bigger, and the scope widens, and so awareness is done in a bigger scale. And so it starts there, and ultimately, it reinforces environmental learning and action taking.
Thank you very much for those opening statements. Now, let's go to our head to head round. Miss Mandaue City, you just heard Roselle from Iloilo talk about her opening statement. She said that the internet is our best ally because of the ripple effect that it has. One post can be an influence to many. What can you say about that?
Exactly. I agree as well with Miss Iloilo. However, since now it's pandemic, the primarily still our school is the greatest ally because even though the internet is most of the time students are spending their time in the internet, but we have to acknowledge that half of their lives is actually in the school. So every children are being engaged with the school is the most factor that could affect how are they going to react and how are they going to be molded with the attitude on how they will be imposing and taking care of the environment and the attitude as well on how they sees it.
Thank you very much, Miss Mandaue City. So, Amira, Miss Esperanza Sultan Kudarat, Miss Mandaue City just mentioned that half of their lives are spent in school and the influence that they get, largely they get from school, so that the school is the best ally. What can you say about this?
Well, that may be true in the past, but in the new normal, we have seen the educational system completely shift into a virtual mode, and we see that there's less interaction now with teachers. And as I've said, peer-to-peer education is actually more effective than student-to-teacher interaction because when you do peer-to-peer interaction, it allows students to have a balanced discussion. And children, they have a tendency to want to have like peer acceptance, and so they're more likely to listen with their peers. They're more interested to discuss things with their peers. And so when you allow children and you prioritize discussion between peer-to-peer, especially in terms of environmental issues, you allow children to express themselves fully, and to really interact together, express themselves freely because they're not afraid that their teacher is going to reprimand them. They know that they're talking with their peers. They know that they can relate with each other, and they know that they can expound things wherever they want to go. And with the internet, it's essential in studying, but we have to take note that we're talking about children. And so children, they're very innocent, and we know that the children has a lot of data and a lot of things that may not be appropriate for their age. So I don't think that for children specifically, internet is the best way for them to learn directly at least. So I think with peer-to-peer, the level is the same, it's equal, so they can communicate better, and we can control the information better if it's just peer-to-peer. Of course, with the proper guidance and of course with the right materials.
Thank you very much. Very well said, Miss Esperanza Sultan Kudarat. Now, Roselle, from Miss Iloilo City, Amira Ami just said that it is better to do. It is friends are still the best ally because they are at the same wavelength, the same level. and then peer-to-peer interaction encourages them better, and the information is filtered. What can you say about this?
That's a great point. However, I still think that the internet is the best that the internet is the best ally for these kids to raise environmental awareness. And that's because when we talk about peers, how are we so sure that they're centered and focused on the environment? But when we talk about the internet, this is your own initiative to start searching and doing your own research. So when you use the internet, you are doing it because you want to. However, with your friends, you can't control the people that surround you. You're not so sure if they want to talk about these issues. And so the social media or the internet is something that is a powerful tool to still reinforce environmental learning and action taking.
Thank you very much, Miss Iloilo City. Now you have made your points clear. It is time for us to call our Earthlings to action with your closing statement, supporting the point that was assigned to you. Let's begin with Miss Mandaue City.
All right, so Miss Iloilo also mentioned earlier that the internet is the proper guidance. She mentioned it's definitely she has the point. However, the internet would still need be a restriction by the parents and of course the school, which is half of the lives of the students are being spent in the school. And also, it was mentioned with Miss Amira that peer to peer could be more communicable with the person because the kid could relate to one another. However, a kid can actually learn from one another the right way on how they should do that without still the proper guidance of the school, and the peers are still be on the same environment, which is the half of their lives. And the internet as well, definitely we will still go back into school because even though you have all the platforms in the internet, you have all your lines, but without the proper guidance of the school, still there will be some restriction or probably a wrong way for a kid to learn or apply in his life. So that's going to be still the school, the best ally of every parents.
What a great way to close your point. Thank you very much, Miss Mandaue City. Now it's your turn, Ami, Miss Esperanza Sultan Kudarat.
Thank you, ladies, for your wonderful points. I really enjoyed talking with you about this issue. So, for my closing statement, I just want to say that throughout time, education has evolved. And right now, it's not just school centered. Right now, there are a lot of avenues for people to learn, a lot of other ways. There are a lot of free materials, both online and offline. But the thing with peer to peer education is that they get to communicate more, they get to collaborate. And in our fight for the environment, collaboration is one of the most important tools. And by allowing them to learn from each other and with each other, we actually cultivate a culture of collaboration, a culture of unity, a culture of understanding. And that is very important in our fight against climate change, against global warming, and in general to protect nature. So I really think that at the end of the day, we should prioritize what the kid needs. And the kid needs is an environment that is safe for them to communicate, and that is through peer-to-peer interaction.
What a wonderful point. Thank you so much, Amira, Miss Esperanza Sultan Kudarat. And last but not the least, your closing statement, Roselle, Miss Iloilo City.
Being in the midst of this pandemic, everything is done online, virtually, even school and even talking to friends. And so I believe that through social media and through the internet, we can raise environmental awareness and for other environmental issues as well. Because with proper guidance and a deeper understanding of these things, we can take action. These are by liking posts, sharing them, and then eventually other people see these, and then we spark change by these small acts of sharing and liking. And so these small acts, when counted as a collective, can make a significant impact in this world.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much to all our ladies. Oh my God. That was such a great discussion. Let me just turn off the queen to queen challenge banner. All right. That was such a great discussion. Again, What can you say about that discussion, Earthlings? Thank you so much. Um, you know what? I have to say this. I have to say this. This is probably one of the best queen to queen challenges that we've had in our
Thank you.
MPE in Focus series, and I am not kidding. Yes, because each of you were able to defend. Each of you was able to defend your point very, very clearly, and like as a listener, I was very confused because I was like, oh, she has a very good point. No, 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 no. She also has a good point. Oh my God, she also has a good point. So all of you were able to defend your points very, very clearly. Yeah, now it's time for me to ask. Ay bago pala yan. Before that, you know what? It felt like you were already in the top three, gunning for the crown with all the quality of your answers. Wala talagang maitulak kabigin. That's how we say it in Tagalog properly. Walang itulak kabigin kayong tatlo. So thank you so much for that wonderful conversation, debate conversation. But now I'd like to ask, I'm just curious. Among the 3 points that were raised, ano talaga yung para sa inyo, yung best ally? What for you is actually the best ally of our kids in terms of being trained to be environmentally responsible? Let's start with Maria.
Yeah, so as for me, it is really actually the internet. Although yes, I
Ah,
mentioned I keep forcing they have, yeah, but it's still internet. Most of their
but you,
time they're spending it in
yeah,
internet. Yes,
internet, especially now, right? Yeah, but you were able to defend
exactly.
school properly. Yeah, and how about you, Ami?
Oh, okay. For me, it was actually really peer-to-peer interaction,
Ah,
like with
yeah.
yes, because the environment, it's a collaborative effort. Our fight for protection of the environment, it's a collaborative effort. And what best way to do it than to allow children to talk it among themselves?
Yes, that is true. As a teacher, I also agree with that. Although it may seem that I may have to defend school, but also I have a soft spot for peer-to-peer interaction, especially now, because even now the principles of teaching is switching from being bookish, from being teacher-centered to being
Yeah,
student-centered, right?
being
Yeah, being
centered.
like the
It's
learning is
actually supported
amongst
by
themselves.
research. So yeah, I believe in research, so I'm gonna stick with it.
Yes, yes, yes. How amazing it is that you also mentioned a research-based opinion, hindi ba? How about you, Roselle? What does your heart really say?
I'd like to stick with the internet. Yeah,
All
because
right,
well, in the pandemic, my advocacy, right? Current advocacy is
that's
done through
true.
the internet. So
That
yes,
is
and we
true.
also had the Save the Turtles initiative. So that was really it went
Hmm.
trending. So yes.
That that is true. Let's give another round of applause to our ladies. Yes. Shout out to Kanta at Cuento from Kumu, Miss Jess. Hello, hello. And Elise 455. Yes, thank you very much. And of course, grabe, alam niyo yun, we still have 209 million viewers. I'd like to call them 209 million viewers. And just right after I put you back on the four of you, has been more than 150 comments that just came in just those few minutes. So now I don't know where to start
Where to
again.
start?
'Di ba? Saan na naman tayo pupunta? Now it's time for our Earthlings to ask their questions. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Earthlings Ask. All right, those questions that you asked a while back, it's time to ask them again. Okay? I'm so sorry. It's so hard to go back to the questions from the previous question. So now I'd like you guys to ask once again our ladies your questions. We have room for two or three questions that all of our ladies will answer. Okay? So please ask those questions again right there. But while we're waiting for people to answer the questions, let's look at some of the comments first. Ayan, sabi ulit ni France, basta Ilongga, guwapa na, maalam pa. Go, 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 Miss Iloilo City, Roselle. Angelah, Songano. Ayan. Ano din, pinag-abalahan din nila tong banner. So, ipa-flash din natin siya. Thank you very much. Sabi naman, ayan, Amira, Alisha Qamhawe. Amazing Earth. Ayan naman. Grabe. Yung alam mo yung kiniklik ko pa lang siya tapos lalagpas siya kasi ang tawag dito so sobrang bilis. So sobrang bilis. Ayan. Ito na. How to be you din po, sabi naman niya. Oh, nalagpasan ko din yata 'yon. How to be you po, Miss Maria Mina. Nawala siya. Nawala siya sa sobrang bilis. Pero yun ang sabi niya. I forgot who it was. But that was the comment. How to be you po, Miss Maria Mina. Ayan. Thank you very much for all those questions. Okay? Ay, there you go. Yuri is asking something. 2022 elections is fast approaching. What can you say about the politicization, okay, of the vaccination program? Nako, yeah. This is also a health issue and maybe an environmental issue as much as it is political. So if you are being asked, this kind of question, what are you going to say about it? Let's begin with Maria. Yes, Maria.
All right, thank you for that question. What can I say about the politicization of the vaccination program? So we've heard also from the international news that the first world countries, the first countries that has to be experienced or got the vaccines. And now here in the Philippines, so we are focusing, just want to highlight the politicization. So basically, we group every member of the community or the society into indigenous, the needies, the seniors, and the adults. And I believe the politicization of the vaccine or the vaccination program is actually on its right tracking because they are able to prioritize those who needs the vaccine the most vulnerable with the vaccine, and of course the one that less, of course, definitely everyone needs the vaccine, but we have to prioritize and take the groupings of every sector of the society, every individual is belong, since we have the limited supplication of the vaccine since it is coming from a different country. Thank you.
Yes, there you go. Thank you so much. So, like, it's proceeding as planned and as efficiently as it was as it is supposed to be, according to Maria. How about you, Roselle? What can you say about the supposed, according to Yuri, supposed politicization of the vaccination program?
Yeah, so I believe that vaccines and the vaccination program, they're good for everyone. They're good for, of course, stopping the COVID-19 pandemic from aggravating and from getting worse. Yes. So if politicians are sincere about doing these vaccination programs because they're good for our people, then that's good for me because they shouldn't allow politics to get in the way of the feelings they have for their people, the sincerity of the love that they have for their people. So yes, vaccines are good for people, and if politicians want that for our citizens, then that's good.
Okay, there you go. Right. So it's like, yes, your intention, the intention also matters, diba? The use it because you want people to get vaccinated, not because you want to politicize the situation. Okay, there you go. Thank you very much, Roselle. How about you, Amira?
Okay, first of all, I just want to emphasize that health is a right. Health is
Yes.
our basic, fundamental, constitutional right, and no political or economic agenda should ever come before it. And so it doesn't matter. And so in our fight towards ending the pandemic, we should always remember to set aside our feelings, our political colors, and to come together towards vaccinating each and every one of us without discrimination and without reservation, because we all deserve to be vaccinated and we all deserve to live healthy lives.
That is correct. There you go. Right? So, no matter what color, no matter what political side you're on, let's remember that all of us have the right to health. So, thank you very much. That was such a great answer. Okay. I think we have time for one more question. And I think this is a good finale question because as you are representing your own municipalities and cities, we'd like to know. Actually, JMSC Light would like to know, how do you protect and promote the environment in your place, at your place where you are right now, or at least the place that you are representing. Okay. This time, I think let's start with Roselle.
Okay, so first of all, how do we protect the environment? So let's go back to my advocacy. How do I protect the environment? I do it through the arts. I raise environmental awareness, preservation, and especially appreciation because you can't love what you don't understand. I mean, it's not impossible, but it's difficult to. So you have to understand something to truly love it and then eventually care for it. So this is what I'm doing through my initiative. And of course, how do I promote my environment or my place? I'd like to put into the spotlight, of course, Iloilo City, the whole of it, especially the Iloilo River. And I've done this through my eco activities and, of course, through my eco video where I put into the spotlight its rehabilitation because before Iloilo River was known to be a dead river and it was very polluted and it smelled really bad. But through the Ilonggo's determination to rehabilitate it, it has become a world-renowned river. And now it's something that I take pride in, especially the whole of Iloilo City.
Thank you very much. There you go. How about you, Amy?
Protecting and promoting the environment is a multi-sectoral effort. So I think the best way for us to protect and promote our environment is to really go in touch with various sectors, such as, for example, our local government units, our economic units, our businessmen, and
Mm.
our environmentalists. And most of all, this is very important, but it's often neglected. We should also involve our indigenous people in these talks
Right.
because they know the environment, it's their home. So we should also respect what they want with their home. So I think that's the best way to approach it, to just sit around and talk, to know what everybody needs and to know what everybody wants so that we can come up with a holistic approach. And I think that is what my government here in Sultan Kudarat and in Esperanza has been doing. We have been able to provide jobs for our people and at the same time respecting the boundaries of nature and preserving it.
Thank you very much for that wonderful answer. And last but not the least, Maria.
All right, so protecting and promoting the environment in my place, I personally, it started in a daily basis. So it's not just only in connection and joining this pageant, but also aside from doing it in a daily basis, but considering on joining the other community service here in our municipality at the same time and promoting in the social media with my friends and having some talks with the groups in our barangays if we have some programs and using the skills of public speaking enable for me to reach them about the advocacy and taking care of it and promoting.
Yes, there you go. Thank you so much. Thank you, JM, for that wonderful question. And of course, thank you very much to our ladies for answering it ever so regally and ever so smartly, ever so smart, if I may say that. Thank you so much, Ayan. We've learned so much from our ladies in just 1 hour, barely 1 hour and a half. And I feel like we've been talking the whole night because I've learned so much from all our
Oh,
ladies for right? Right?
it's been
You
a long
know,
night.
it's been yes, felt like a long night. Na para kami nagchikahan on environment and life for the whole night. And I'm coming out of this episode a better person to take care of the environment because of all the knowledge that I have gained. So let's give a warm round of applause for our ladies for tonight. Before we go, ladies, I'd like you to tell us where where and how to support you and your advocacy. Where can they follow you on social media? Let's begin with Maria.
All right, so everyone, thank you so much first for having me here, and you can follow me on my page in Maria Esperanza Mina, and also in my Instagram. It's all recorded in there, and yes, you can download the Echo app and vote for
Yes.
Mandaue City Cebu if you wanted to continue and hear more from us.
That's great. Thank you very much. Yes, download the Ecosystem app. Thank you very much. How about you, Ami?
Okay, so you can follow me in Instagram. It's Ami Qamhawe, and you can follow me on Facebook. That's Amira Alisha G Qamhawe. And please do follow my province's Facebook page. That's Sultan Kudarat tayo ang Turismo. And voting is still open for our main voting segment. And you can vote for me by downloading the Ecosystem app and choosing MPE Esperanza Sultan Kudarat.
Thank you very much, Ami. And now let's go to Iloilo City, Roselle.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. So you can support me by, of course, liking, commenting, sharing, and following my Facebook page, and of course, my Facebook profile as well. And of course, the official Miss Philippines Earth pageant page to keep updated with our journey in the pageant. And of course, you can download the Ecosystem app and help me secure a spot in the semifinals by voting for Iloilo City, Roselle, Angelah, Songano.
There you go. Again, we would like to remind you, of course, yan, kasama din yan. We are also reminded by our dear friends from the Miss Earth organization for everybody to download the Ecosystem app so that you can vote for your favorite Miss Philippines Earth candidate. Yan. Shout out to Maria Pangilinan and Bio Panda on Kumu. Thank you so much. Now, ladies, I would like to thank you for being with us tonight. It has been such a wonderful, wonderful night. And I hope you had fun with our episode for tonight. Yes. And of course, we'd like to thank our Earthlings on all platforms on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Kumu for joining us tonight. Please follow Miss Earth Crown on all our social media platforms. And of course, follow the Miss Earth Mother page as well so that you can be more updated with what's going to happen. And a lot are coming soon. And of course, our coronation night is also nearing. So thank you very much. And we hope to see you again on the next episode of MPE in Focus this coming Sunday. Okay, this coming Sunday. I think we're going to move it a little bit earlier. Okay. But for now, we'd like to say bye, everyone. Thank you very much for being here with us tonight. Bye,
Hi.
guys.
Thank you, Sir Eman. Feel better
Thank
already.
you. That's great.